Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Hi everyone, Lucy and Carla from I Was Here. Today with the second episode of our 5-part series, Scary Things That You Shouldn't Be Scared of. Today's episode is going to be all about vulnerability. Let's get started. All right everyone, let's get started. I am so excited about today's topic and also so excited about October. So, this is going to be an amazing autumn. I am absolutely ready for everything that's to come, all the changes. It's about to get cold, which, let me tell you, it has been so freaking hot here. It has been unbearably hot in the South. If you live in the South, my prayers are with you. I'm there with you. I feel you. It's going to be okay. We're headed for winter and fall first. There are so many amazing things that are coming out, that are happening with my business, the blog. Everything is relaunching, and I am just so excited to share all of those things with you. Also, shout out to my business group out there. Hello, thank you for all your support, and I look forward to working with you and seeing you grow so much. If you haven't already, please follow us on the blog and also on Instagram at Art and Caves. Let's dive in. So, vulnerability. I really wanted to talk about this topic because I feel internally and personally that it is something that we neglect, and something that a lot of us are afraid of because it is hard, right? Being vulnerable is not for everyone, but it is, isn't it? I know, I'm contradicting myself. But it is one of those concepts that just drives us all to kind of recoil and say, okay, what are you talking about, Carla? I don't want to put myself out there. I get it. I completely understand. But just as we talked about last week with risk, vulnerability is something that we shouldn't be afraid of because it opens up an entire new world for us to explore. Okay? When we're vulnerable, we are basically telling the world, this is who I am, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through, and that's okay. I completely and totally accept that. I love myself as I am, and that's it. And I'm just going to share that with you. Okay? Last week, I did something that was very vulnerable for me. I published the first article that came out on the blog, which is called Job Interrupted. If you haven't read it yet, I urge you to go check it out. And it's all about the process I went through quitting my job and choosing to be an entrepreneur full-time. And that was a very difficult decision for me to make. As many of you know, I am in my 20s and I live by myself with a roommate. If you have student loans and you have debt and you have things that you have to pay for, it's very difficult for us to break our employment and into self-employment. But it was a vulnerable process for me to even write it. I had to really peel back all those layers of this wall I had been putting up and share with you specifically what I went through. So go check it out. It's on the blog right now, and I have gotten so much amazing feedback and comments from all of you, and I really appreciate it. So I am urging you here today to face that fear of vulnerability. I think that the bravest and strongest people in the world are those who are not afraid of being vulnerable, okay? I want you to take a minute to reflect on what vulnerability means to you and what it means in your life. And I want you to think about this. How many times have you not done something or said something or expressed your feelings towards someone because you were afraid of being vulnerable? I have many times not expressed my feelings or expressed my emotions for someone because I wanted to be seen as strong, confident, 20-something who has her life together. Guess what though? I think if I would have been vulnerable, that message would have been a lot more conveyed than if I was pretending to be something that I'm not. I continuously urge people to be vulnerable because I have seen so many times how people are just terrified of it. I've seen people not tell people that they love them, and that doesn't have to be necessarily a partner. That could be your mother, your father, your grandparents, your sister, your uncle, your dog. Just because, what if you tell them that you love them, then they'll know that they have a spot in your heart? It just means that people are now going to be able to be comfortable with approaching you. They're going to say, hey, that person is not afraid of who they are. That person is sure of who they are, and they're sure of what they're feeling, and they're awesome. Okay, I think the best leaders in the world are those that are most vulnerable. Those are the ones that I look up to because they're not afraid to say, you know what, I messed up. I screwed up. I'm human. I can do it. And then they go ahead and they fix it. Or not fix it. Sometimes you can't fix certain things, but they are not afraid to go ahead and tell you, you know what, I'm going to do it again. And maybe I'll fail harder this time, but I'll feel better. And then I'll be vulnerable again and tell you that I failed. But that is so important. It is so important for us to face that, for us to be okay with how we're feeling, for us to be okay with not being perfect, with us being okay of expressing who we are, and maybe telling that guy or girl, hey, you know what, I think you're hot. Or telling your parents, Mom, Dad, thank you, I love you, I appreciate everything that you've done for me all these years. Or asking for help. That's such a big deal with vulnerability. So many times we don't ask for help, and I am guilty of this. Sometimes I want to do everything and accomplish everything because I want to be, that person that does it all by herself, but you can't solve valuable problems. Like Matt Johnson from the UX podcast says, by yourself. You can't do it alone. You need help. We are all here to collaborate with each other. We are all here to work together. And if we're vulnerable, it is going to be much better. So my exercise for you this week until we meet again next week for our third episode is the following. I want you tonight or today or whatever time it is as you're watching this to take some time and think about the things that are prohibiting you from being vulnerable, that are prohibiting you from showing up as who you are, that are prohibiting you from expressing what you're feeling to whoever you choose, or even to yourself, okay? I want you to take that minute and consider how your life could be different if you opened yourself up. Who could you be reaching that you're not reaching? What part of yourself could you be discovering that you're not discovering? Okay? And I hope that you share some with me. You can DM me, you can send me a private message through the blog, or you can always just leave a comment down here in the comment section telling us what your journey through vulnerability is. And if you like this video, I hope that you will subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, follow us at Art in Caves, and follow the blog at carlamontalvan.com. I love you all and appreciate you all, and I hope that this fall is as exciting for you as it is for me. See you next time, and scary things you shouldn't be scared of. Bye-bye. Mwah.